Yes, everybody need to lose. Need to lose. That's when you learn structure. That's when you really, really, really learn. Stay down. That's when you really learn loyalty. That's when you really learn never give up. That's when you really learn faith. What faith means. Prosperity. That's when you really learn what those means when you lose. You don't learn that by winning. You learn that by losing.
Be trying to play me saying, oh, we want to see proof of it because we don't believe you. But I'm about to play the part where she's talking about Lil Baby putting tickets on somebody's head. Y'all ready? Here we go. I like how y'all do that. Put in, yeah, we're ready. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Mr. Sanders, the wiretap target, an unidentified gentleman that goes by the name Unc, or he's being referred to as Unc.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to object to this slide again. If they're about to play the call, but her conclusions and her interpretation is not the evidence.
Well, I think she was just identifying who was on the call, so I'm going to overrule. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's get the sponsors out the way. Get the sponsors out the way. Yeah, these bills.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on? Man, them folks, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
He said them folks got a lot of tickets on a bunch of these folks' heads. Did y'all hear him say that? All right, she gonna watch, and Marino is gonna explain it to them. Hold on. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna play it on its own, so y'all be like, Sylvia, why don't you shut up? Okay, I'm gonna play it again. Okay.
What's going on?
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
That's the con when it comes to being on probation. Your life in them people's hands. And at any given moment, they can throw you back in jail. But that's what we have here today. When it comes to the Atlanta rapper, Young Thug, the state has recently filed a motion to revoke his probation. A rapper who has yet to release a solo project since being released from a RICO charge and accepting a 15-year probation sentence. It seemed not even being home a year, they ready to throw him back in jail. All over some tweets after information indicated that his fellow rap colleague / friend Lil Baby is soon to be arrested on another RICO charge down there in Georgia. Let's just say they ain't playing fair when it comes to these rappers. And if I'm being real, fam, all this could have been avoided. But that's not for me to decide. Today we go over the state's motion to revoke Young Thug's probation. And we're going to go over all 14 pages. And in this video, fam, I'm expecting you to be a judge. And I know all this could have been avoided, but I want to know at the conclusion, do you think, according to what the state is presenting, is enough to throw Young Thug back in jail? But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. If you're a rapper and you have an alleged rap group that could possibly do streets activity, the Georgia DA is coming to get you. And in the last couple of weeks, on the podium is 4PF. Implications have surfaced online that Lil Baby had allegedly put money on people's heads, causing him to be potentially arrested in the near future. And in return, Young Thug made some bold claims via X, allegedly, according to the state of Georgia.
Began with your looking at the certain Instagram page, and whose was that?
The Instagram page belonged to Keontae Sanders, also known as Midnight.
Okay. And while looking at that page, you found some direct message communications, one of which showed a disappearing message between Mr. Sanders and somebody named Mr. Smith.
Once I received his Instagram returns back, yes.
Okay, and that, what did that message consist of?
It was a photo that Mr. Smith had taken of himself, but had put the word J-Shot across it and sent it in the disappearing message mode.
All right, this is what's coming up now is already admitted into evidence. Is this the message that was sent?
It is.
And that's, so that was Martavius Smith sent that to Mr. Sanders.
He did.
All right, now, what was significant about that to you?
I knew that Jay Shot or John Smith was a close associate of the leader of 4PF, Dominique Lil Baby Jones.
And 4PF, as you testified already, was a gang that you recognized as being a rivalry with the Goodfellas, and in particular, the only My Family subset of the Goodfellas?
And their associates, yes.
Okay. And how did you know this about John J. Shot Smith, that he was a member of 4PF?
He can be seen out there on his Instagram. He can be seen pictured with Mr. Jones. He frequents the area where the homicide occurred as well. He's filmed a music video out there.
All right. So the music.
You know who they talk about, Mr. Jones, is Dominique Jones, and you know who that is, right? That's Lil Baby. That's who they talking about, okay? For those who don't know who she's talking about Lil Baby, Dominique Jones.
Video, is that something that you've seen?
It is.
Where'd you see it?
I believe it was on the YouTube account belonging to Mr. Smith.
Okay, and did you obtain a copy of that video?
I did.
Did you provide me with a copy of that before the hearing today?
I did.
Okay. Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor.
Granted.
Investigator Viverito, I'm going to hand you a couple of discs, compact discs, that have been collectively labeled for purposes of identification as State's Exhibit G. Can you please take a look at these two discs? Do you recognize those?
I do.
How do you recognize them?
These should be the discs containing the music videos that I downloaded.
Okay, and those are the music videos that you just testified to downloading that depict John J. Shot Smith?
Yes.
And one of these music videos depicts John J. Shot Smith at the incident location?
Yes, in 2022, he filmed a music video at the incident location.
And that's 1043 Sparks Street?
Yes.
So the video files that are written to those two compact discs, are they exact digital copies of the video files that you downloaded from that YouTube account?
Yes, there are no alterations.
All right, so they haven't been altered or manipulated?
No.
In any way?
No.
All right. At this time, the state moves to the admission of Exhibit G.
Mr. Tevis, any objections?
I would just object on relevance grounds. I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff that we've heard that has nothing to do with any of these individuals. So I didn't hear how this is going to be relevant. I have an objection on that ground.
Okay. Ms. Guest?
Yes, Your Honor, we, on behalf of Mr. Howard, join the objection as it pertains to relevance of the said video.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Regis?
I'll join it.
Okay, Ms. Stewart? All right, and I'll overrule y'all. I think there is a thread that is leading us somewhere, so for now, it's admissible. Over objection.
All right, and permission to publish a brief clip of that video, Your Honor.
Granted.
All right.
We're gonna play a video.
Investigator Viverito, if you'll look at the, there we go, at the monitor in front of you. Is this the music video that you were referring to?
I'd have to see the title of it.
Jay Shot Who Want Problems music video?
Yes, that's the one I'm referring to.
All right. And there are certain shots of this video that are at the 1043 Spark Street location?
Yeah, one just flashed on the screen.
Okay, so we've already seen a portion of that then?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you saw this video, and then you saw that the artist that's depicted in this video, John J. Shot Smith, was also the person depicted in the disappearing message. And on what day was that message sent?
Sent on June 30th. I believe it was read on July 1st.
Okay, so on seeing that message.
All right, now you guys, y'all ready? Y'all ready for that part that I've been trying to show you guys? Y'all ready? You guys ready? Are you guys ready? Y'all ready to take notes of what she said? That I was not lying, because folks be trying to play me saying, oh, we want to see proof of it because we don't believe you. But I'm about to play the part where she talking about Lil Baby putting tickets on somebody's head. Y'all ready? Here we go. I like how y'all do that. Put in, yeah, we're ready. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Mr. Sanders, the wiretap target, an unidentified gentleman that goes by the name Unc, or he's being referred to as Unc.
I'm going to object to this slide again. If they're about to play the call, but her conclusions and her interpretation is not the evidence.
Well, I think she was just identifying who was on the call, so I'm going to overrule. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on? Man, them folks, like, come on, bro. You know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks. I'm telling you.
He said them folks got a lot of tickets on that a bunch of these folks' heads. Did y'all hear him say that? All right, she gonna watch, and Marino is gonna explain it to them. Hold on. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna play it on its own, so y'all be like, Sylvia, why don't you shut up? Okay, I'm gonna play it again. Okay.
What's going on?
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones that wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
On April 2nd, 2025, at 7:46 p.m., the state of Georgia filed the motion to revoke Young Thug's probation, claiming Young Thug's continued presence in the community under probation presents a clear and present danger to public safety and undermines the rule of law. And to give you background on Young Thug and his sentence, on October 31st, 2024, Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, was sentenced to probation with conditions that include no contact with the victim or victim's family. Young Thug pled guilty, and the conditions of probation were imposed, claiming since sentence, Young Thug has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, and compromising ongoing legal proceedings that warrants immediate revoke of his probation. The next is escalating threats and witness intimidation. Investigator Maria is currently testifying in a multi-defendant gang murder preliminary hearing, which, as we mentioned, brought up Lil Baby. They also mentioned that this case will resume on April 7, 2025. And during this hearing, the court had talked about a witness not being shown on television while testifying. Despite this order, a known blogger deliberately violated the court's directions by posting on social media, quote, "She doesn't want to be shown on screen, question mark, well, here she is," end quote, along with a photograph of investigator Marissa. And apparently that video with less than 3,000 views on YouTube managed to reach X and got a reaction from Young Thug. On Tuesday, April 1st, 2025, Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, amplified this act by requesting an image with the caption, "Marissa is the biggest liar in the DA's office," end quote. This post quickly went viral with over 2 million views, with thousands of comments and retweets, many of which included direct threats to investigator Marissa and to her family. Now, according to the states, these are the direct threats. One is DA Marissa's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, they say exposing them to grave danger. Another was a post that stated, quote, "The hate really real? Then pull up on her mama crib," end quote, alongside a photo of her mother's residence. Hours later, another post emerged, threatening the assassination of District Attorney Fonnie Willis. The state claimed the escalation from targeting a testifying witness to making a direct threat against the escalated District Attorney of Fulton County is a grave and unprecedented attack on the justice system. Now, next from the state is a pattern of intimidation and court undermining. Despite not being able to control its fans, the state believes this is not an isolated incident. They claim it's part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. They also believe social media has been used as a tool to manipulate public perception, spread misinformation, and instill fear. These efforts also, according to the state, has included attempts to exploit the court's perceived stance towards the state by referring to Your Honor as YSL Whitaker. They also believe this ongoing manipulation of public perception through social media is intended to obstruct justice, silence witnesses, and threaten those who enforce the law. And according to the state, this is their legal reason for revoking Young Thug's probation. Under OCGA 42-8-341, a court may revoke a defendant's probation when they engage in a new criminal conduct or violate that threaten public safety, alleging that Young Thug continue association with individuals actively involved in witness intimidation, threats of violence, and obstruction of justice constitutes a clear violation of probation conditions. They also claim these actions mirror the established tactics of criminal organizations. Georgia courts have constantly upheld the revocation of probation for conduct that endanger witnesses, obstruct justice, and threaten public officials.
So pretty much, Thug is skating on thin ice, man. I don't know what the hell wanted to make him poke his nose to somebody else's case, man, and he already know he on probation, and his life is definitely a gamble in their hands. Definitely not good, man. Hopefully Thug stay out, man. I don't know. I guess it's just in Georgia them hands or whoever the courtroom them hands, man. But like, comment, subscribe, share. Just wanted to get y'all the latest news, what's going on with this court hearing, Thug and Baby. Man, Baby, little Baby know he do not need to be talking on no phones. Everything need to be in person, man. Especially when you're moving like a boss in a business game like today. So I don't know what to say about that one, man. He definitely made his own bed with that one. But yeah, I just wanted to get y'all the latest news, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll get back with y'all after these messages. We'll be right back.